A tense showdown in Virginia, Clint Eastwood's legal battle for free speech. On a gripping morning at the Virginia State Courthouse, where justice and legacy clashed, an extraordinary scene unfolded. Hollywood icon Clint Eastwood, aged 94, was handcuffed in the middle of the courtroom. But this was no ordinary trial. It was a high-stakes confrontation between legal authority and the unyielding spirit of a legend, between the silence of the law and the defiant voice of truth. Just as the situation seemed dire, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi arrived, revealing that the lawsuit against Eastwood was a politically motivated attack on free speech, violating the First Amendment. What she did next left the entire courtroom in shock. Before we delve deeper, let us know where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss these gripping stories. The courtroom erupts. In Courtroom 4, tension hung thick in the air. The audience sat in hushed silence as Clint Eastwood stood at the witness stand, his steely gaze reminiscent of his iconic cowboy roles. Dressed in a dignified gray suit, he exuded quiet defiance. Judge Douglas Whitaker, presiding from his elevated bench, spoke in a measured yet cutting tone. "Mr. Eastwood, the court demands clear answers regarding your film's content. Your refusal to comply obstructs judicial proceedings." Eastwood's response was firm. "My film speaks the truth. What more does the court require?" A murmur rippled through the crowd. Whitaker, unshaken, silenced them with a sharp rap of his gavel. "Mr. Eastwood, this court finds you in contempt for willful noncompliance. Officers, arrest him." The metallic click of handcuffs echoed through the room. Reporters scrambled to document the moment, a cinematic legend, restrained. Yet Eastwood stood tall, his eyes burning with defiance.
Then, from the spectator seats, Pam Bondi rose. Clad in a sharp black suit, her voice cut through the tension.
"Your Honor, the Department of Justice objects. This lawsuit is an unconstitutional suppression of free speech." She held up a federal motion to halt all proceedings against Eastwood. The courtroom fell silent. Whitaker, momentarily stunned, reviewed the document. Applause broke out. Bondi locked eyes with the judge, while Eastwood gave her a subtle nod of respect. The battle had just begun. The film that started the fire. This dramatic arrest stemmed from a documentary Eastwood had directed, an exposé on how a powerful media conglomerate manipulated public information, threatening free speech. Packed with explosive interviews and leaked documents, the film sent shockwaves even before its release. The targeted conglomerate swiftly sued, accusing Eastwood of spreading misinformation and demanding all production materials. Eastwood refused, declaring, "If they want the truth, they can see it in theaters." Put him on a collision course with Judge Whitaker, who allegedly held a grudge against Eastwood for a past film that mocked one of his political allies. Outside the courthouse, Eastwood's son, Scott, rallied supporters. "My father has always stood for truth. They won't silence him." Public opinion split. Some branded Eastwood a conservative agitator, others hailed him as a defender of liberty. Bondi's strategic counterattack. Meanwhile, in a Washington, D.C. office, Bondi and her DOJ team pored over evidence. She recognized this wasn't just about Eastwood, it was a systemic attempt to crush dissent. "Whitaker is playing a dangerous game," Bondi said. "Arresting Eastwood isn't justice, it's politics." Her team uncovered internal conglomerate emails plotting to destroy Eastwood's reputation. Armed with this, Bondi prepared a federal investigation into Whitaker's potential bias. The trial's turning point. Back in court, prosecutor Eric Samuels pressed Eastwood for his film's funding sources, insinuating extremist backing. Whitaker, seemingly complicit, demanded answers. Eastwood refused to bend. "I made this film with my own money and the support of those who believe in truth. No agendas, no hidden hands." When Whitaker pushed further, DOJ attorney Lena Marquez intervened, presenting evidence that the lawsuit itself was a smear campaign. She revealed damning conglomerate emails. "Stop Eastwood at all costs. If that fails, destroy his reputation." The courtroom gasped. Victory and reckoning. Days later, Whitaker dismissed all charges, conceding the prosecution had failed to prove wrongdoing. The audience erupted in cheers. Behind the scenes, Bondi's DOJ investigation forced Whitaker into early retirement. Eastwood's film premiered, sparking global debates on media integrity. As the sun set on a Nevada film set, Eastwood reflected, "The legend isn't me, it's the people who dare to stand for what's right." Bondi, back in Washington, declined publicity. "Justice doesn't need fanfare. We protect, we don't seek praise." The real-world parallels. This case mirrors America's ongoing struggles, media manipulation, judicial overreach, and the fight for free speech. Like Eastwood and Bondi, the lesson is clear: stand firm. Uncover the truth. Fight with strategy, because when justice is defended with courage, the truth will always prevail. Subscribe for more stories of resilience and justice. Who will stand up next?